Live. There we go. Hey, y'all. So I'm getting ready to make my version of firecracker chicken. Pretty simple barbecue recipe. If you like this kind of stuff, I don't show a lot of this, and it takes a lot to do videos and edit them and everything. So I'm gonna just go live and show it. But anyway, I hope everybody don't pay attention to the messy kitchen. I hope everybody can see this. So before I get going, do the gloves real quick because we got jalapeno and chicken. I mean, you'd have to wash your hand 100 times. So this is a whole jalapeno. Normally it's only one. Um, if you like it a little bit spicier, you can do 1.5, 2. But anyway, so we're just gonna mince the jalapeno fairly small. You don't want anybody getting super huge bites of jalapeno. And hey, if you guys are seeing this live, I can't really watch comments while I'm doing this. Don't feel like losing a finger trying to keep up with comments. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit smaller. And I am not a big chicken fan, but this comes out good. Cupcake chicken comes out really good. I like drunken chicken a lot if you've ever made that. But you know, chicken is hard to get flavor into. It's just such a bland meat. So you really got to season it to get a lot of flavor into it. So anyway, so I got one full, it was a large jalapeno minced up. I've got a bowl with 1 block of cream cheese. Jalapeno goes in that. Put that back. A whole bag of cheddar cheese, 2 cups. And let me see. Need a little bit of barbecue seasoning. Oop, that's the wrong one. Where did I put my barbecue seasoning? That is the question. Getting low. Need to make some more. Now I make my own. You can, use any kind of barbecue seasoning that you like. So in the bowl with the cream cheese, jalapeno, and cheddar, we're gonna put probably just 1 tablespoon of barbecue seasoning. I will mix that up in a minute. And then we got chicken breast. So most of the time, whenever you get chicken breast, you got to trim them to some degree because there is I don't know if you can actually see it good. Can you see the chicken breast? Where this ligament goes through, you got to cut that part out. I mean, otherwise it's that really nasty part. Hope everybody can see this. And then on the back side of it, where it was attached to the bone, you got to trim that a little bit. Okay. There's one. Might as well do the other ones while I'm here. And if you don't want to watch the whole thing because we're live, I mean, this is not like a little video where I've edited it and, broke it down to the basic parts. That's fine. I understand. And I can't really see the live comments. We're having leftover pot roast. Nothing wrong with that. Is that house? Wasting chicken. Yeah. I don't like those chewy, tough parts. Nobody likes those. So again, it's this top section. I just cut the whole thing right off. I mean, if you're going to do it, if you were doing it for competition, you would you would trim it out all the way anyway. But if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it right and make it so that people like it. You don't need the ligaments in there, or tendons, or whatever they are, any kind of connective tissue, whatever. You know what I mean. I know this part is boring. I'm just prepping the chicken. Hope everybody's having a good day. I was off today, so I didn't do anything except ran to the grocery store and got this stuff. Okay. All right. Now, so there's a full chicken breast, right? You can butterfly it, or you can cut a pocket in the whole thing. I just butterfly it. It's quicker. It's easier. You don't have to pound this out and make it significantly wider. I just cut it in half like that, right? So go through and do all this real quick. Helps to have a fairly sharp knife. And I know I said this before, but if you're not a big chicken fan, you should try this. I mean, I'm not a big chicken fan. I am a beef and pork kind of person. But if you can give the chicken a significant amount of flavor, that's where it's at. That's what it's all about. I really wish I could read the comments while I do this. Anyway, so everybody see that, right? Okay. We need to mix up the cheddar and jalapeno and cream cheese. Helps if the cream cheese is at room temperature, but this is not quite yet. It's getting there. Give me a minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. The dreaded squirrel. That's an inside joke for right now. That's going to be a real joke here soon. And by the way, just killing time and talking about the weather, it was like 60 degrees almost here today. And I think it's supposed to be close to 70 tomorrow, which is crazy. Middle of February. Be fine with me if it just stayed like that. Okay. So, lose a glove. So, this is what we do. Can y'all see this? Anyway, here's chicken breast, filleted. Little bit of barbecue seasoning on the inside. You don't need a lot. That's a good amount right there. Here is a glob of the jalapeno cheese mixture. Spread that out. I have to wash my hands because I need 2 hands to do this. And then we kind of pull and fold it over. So it is a stuffed chicken breast, right? Gonna do that to all of them. You don't have to overfill them. The cheese is going to melt and everything. It's going to spread out. Don't go crazy. Pull. Smash it down on there. With the bigger chicken breast, use a little bit more of the stuffing. By the way, if you can see my background, forgive my dirty kitchen. Why did you only have 2 gloves? I got more gloves, but I had to take one off because I can't grip some of the stuff with. Be quiet, house. Don't be questioning me while I'm making a recipe live. You go away. You ain't doing a recipe. You ain't even got gloves. All right. Smash, fill. And there's the last one. Might as well use it all. That one would be super cheesy. It's really not a good idea to overfill them. They're going to be sitting on a grill, smoker, whichever way you want to do it. Excuse me, for a couple hours. So as long as we're past the jalapeno part, I ain't worried about burning my eyes. Then we have a pack of bacon. Yeah, before I get there though, hold on, gotta wash my hands off before I grab that bottle of barbecue rub. Pretty sure I'm the first unscripted Bigfoot barbecue live show going on. I didn't cough on the food. Go away, Leanne. I got enough problems right now. I don't need you. Go away. You're not getting the booger rock neither. Okay, so barbecue rub again on the outside. Again, not super heavy. You got to remember that, like, if you're going to put it on smoke, smoke is the seasoning. I mean, it's kind of like salt. You got to be judicious with it. You don't want too much. You definitely don't want not enough, but, you know, most barbecue rubs are heavy on the salt. I make my own, so I adjust the salt content and the sugar and everything. But typically, if you're buying a barbecue rub from a store, it's going to be 30%, 40% salt, another 30% sugar. Anyway, so there they are. And then we got the bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon, right? Most of them will take 2 strips of bacon a piece. And really, I mean, the bacon is just, you know, it's adding the fat. You have water soluble spices and you have fat soluble spices. So the bacon is adding the fat. It enhances the flavor. It keeps it moist while it's cooking. Well, helps. And then it's also, I mean, it's adding the flavor of bacon to it. Nothing wrong with that. The one thing I would say is anytime you're doing chicken and you're putting it on smoke, no matter what kind of chicken recipe you're doing, if you're barbecuing and putting on smoke, you really have to watch not to over smoke chicken. Chicken just, it really absorbs smoke. So at this point, whenever I'm putting 2 strips on, I'll probably go back and patch some of these with another strip. It depends on how many chicken breasts you have and if you have enough bacon to go around. But really, all I'm trying to do is bind it together to help hold the filling in there. And then if you have any extra, nothing wrong with extra bacon. How many people are on? Oh, wow. 24 people watching. Hey. Hello, everybody. After I get these on the grill, I'll sit down and check some of the comments. But for right now, I just got to get these made and get them in the smoke. Okay. So, like, this is a large breast. It's only got 2 pieces of bacon on. I think I've got, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of bacon left. I'm going to go back and just add extra on the ones that I can. Doesn't matter how you put the bacon on. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to taste the same. You want to use regular bacon, though, not the thick cut stuff. The thick cut, well, that's just my preference, but it makes it too much of a crust on the outside. Look at this. If you were a carnivore, this is like happy days, happy days. Okay. And then after I have that, I normally top it with a little bit more rub. I know that's a lot of barbecue rub. Give me a sec. Got to wash hands again. And if you guys can see the background of my house, forgive. I didn't clean today, and my kids are homeschooled, and I got dogs and one cat. Well, it's my wife's cat, but anyway, place gets a mess. I didn't clean today, and I got to get going on dinner. Okie dokie. Gotta have a splash of bourbon whenever you're doing barbecue. Ooh, the good stuff. One set. I need tongs. Okay. Here. Come with me. Forgive the mess. Anyway, here we go. It's hard to do all this with like one hand. I probably won't get the camera angle right now. I can't tell. Good enough. I know it's crooked. There's the grill. Get this going. Grates on. Yeah, well, hey, I'm amazed I got it in focus. And that will be hot enough or up to temperature here in a few minutes. Oh no, I got a low battery thing coming up. This will be a quicker live than anybody thought. Essentially, you saw what I did. I'm just going to smoke those for at about 350 or so. Maybe a little bit less, 325, something like that. Between 300 and 350. I'm going to smoke those for, hold on. Can't have everybody running out here. They'd all be in the camera. I'm going to smoke those for about 2 hours. I'm going for 165, 168 internal temperature. So if you have a probe thermometer where you check it like that, that's what you're going for. Bourbon and fire. Spa chicken. Anyway, I guess nobody wants to sit through another like 2 hours of cooking and everything. So that's essentially what's going on. Once they're wrapped, you need to let them set for about 4 or 5 minutes, just long enough for the flavor of the rub to sink into the chicken and everything. And then it's between 3 and 350 for right around 2 hours. Yes, and everything. People say that. Do you not watch other YouTube shows? It's not just me. And everything. Maybe I say it too much. Maybe I say it more than other people do. Anyway, guys, any questions on that? Just let it smoke. Don't over smoke it. Oh my God, retard. Look at Ray. No, You don't flip them. What I am going to do, though, just so everybody knows, is because the insides will start to, get melty and leak out and everything, and the bacon grease, it can cause a fire. So what I am going to do, actually, Leanne, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't show that. I'm going to make an aluminum foil pan and put them in that. And that's how they're going to cook. And no, I'm not really going to flip them. You can. Put this on the grill this weekend. Just try it, Judy. I'm telling you, it's really, really good. They're not spicy. You making that at LBL? No, Mary. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, you don't need to flip them. So like if you're cooking competition barbecue, like cup can chicken, I can't tell where the camera is at on this thing. You don't really flip them. You let them cook the whole time in there, and then you put them on like a drying rack and let them air out. Now this is covered with bacon. The bottom side of the bacon would be a little bit, not fully cooked and like crispy and everything. If you did, and everything, I do say it a lot, don't I? If you didn't flip it, you can flip it. If you do, though, just be careful with the filling and all of that on the inside of it. So, again, basically, after I just made them, I'm going to take a couple layers of aluminum foil and make like a pan. You could get a disposable aluminum pan. That's how I normally do it, but I don't have one. Yeah, don't steam them. Don't steam this barbecue, Ray. You don't want to steam them. You want everything to dry out and get a bark. The inside of the meat should be tender and juicy. The outside should have a bark on it and be crispy. But anyway, so 2.5 hours from now, something like that, right in there. About 167, 168, maybe 170 internal temperature. It's white meat, it's not dark meat, so it cooks a little bit quicker, but it will dry out quicker. You got to pay attention to that. But anyway, that's firecracker chicken, and maybe I'll like post a picture or something later on and show you how, like, if you cut it open, what it looks like. It's great, y'all. I'm not a big chicken fan. This is really good. What is the name of that barbecue rub? That is my barbecue rub. I can't read the comments, Diane. I was busy cooking. Uh, Sorry, just kidding. That is my barbecue rub. What seasoning? Basic barbecue rub. It depends on how much you're making. I would say about a half a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of salt, probably a little bit less, 3 to 4 tablespoons of seasoned salt, 2 tablespoons of celery salt, uh, half a teaspoon of onion powder and garlic powder, probably 1.5 tablespoons of paprika, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, thereabouts, right in there. And that's pretty much and then obviously salt and pepper. And you need to go, or you don't need any salt. Sorry, I already said that one, but pepper, you need to go heavy on the pepper. But anyway, you can go out and buy your own favorite barbecue rub. I make my own. I've been doing it for years. See, that's right, Mary. Yeah. If you mix your own rub and sauce, I mean, you're good to go. When you're going to grill the twins? No. Don't bring that up. If my kids see this video, I'm going to be like, Leanne brought that up, not me. I had a restaurant and I've stood at a stove for 60 years. Huh. Are you still standing there? Can you even stand? I saw where you were riding around on a broom. Just saying. You might not be standing there. You might be floating or something, Ray. Ray likes to get on me. Salt will dry out your meat. It will if you leave it on there. a long time. That's one of the problems. People add the rubs to barbecue and they think, hey, I'm going to let it sit on here for overnight or, 8, 12 hours and penetrate. Whenever you go look at that pan, all the liquid that's in the bottom of the pan, that's the salt pulling the moisture out of your barbecue. And trust me, you've never had barbecue that was like, oh yeah, I needed this way, way more dry. Do not add the rubs or salt to any of the meat more than an hour, 2 hours tops before it goes on. That's right. The bacon helps. That's right. The bacon helps the moisture retention because it's putting fat in it at the same time that the liquid is being let out. Uh, because of the salt. But on the salt end, you need to be careful with salt. A lot of stuff has salt in it. I mean, if you're using Worcestershire sauce in a recipe, if you're using the pre-made rubs in a recipe, if you're using cheese, it's got salt in it. You have to be careful with the salt. There's a very fine line with salt. And smoke is smoke only penetrates to 160 degrees. Salt only penetrates about a quarter of an inch at 165 degrees. You have to be careful with the salt. Do not oversalt. Now, if it's beef products can handle a lot more salt than pork or chicken can. But still, if you're adding smoke to it, be careful with the salt. Whenever Ray said, salt belongs on the table, to a degree. Salt, in my opinion, salt does amazing things whenever you are doing the recipe. It helps pull in the flavor of the rub and that kind of stuff. So you want a little bit of salt in there and you want the rub to set for just a little while. Salt is not healthy for anyone. No, that is completely not true. You absolutely 1000% have to have X amount of salt in your diet. That's why they made iodized salt, because everybody was consuming salt and they were like, hey, people need more iodine. You only need two things to survive: essential fats and essential proteins. And when you get the fat and protein, it's got salt in it because that comes from an animal. You need salt. But anyway, be careful with the smoke. Don't oversalt it. Half right is half wrong. What is she even talking about? Look at Ray. She just on here lighting my ass up. I don't even know what she's talking about. Anyway, people, that's how you do this. Okay. Uh, so jealous, Dave Blaylock. Yeah, David's coming to LBL. Central salt is the best in all missing minerals too. Yeah. Anyway, yes, I love you too, you little bitch. Ray knows I love her. That's right. Well, I mean, any animal is attracted to salt in the wild. I mean, people, you know, if you let a salt block melt in the ground, the deer and everything will stomp the ground and dig a damn big old mud hole right there, trying to get to the salt that melted into the mud. Y'all, yes, too much salt with people. No, salt is not connected to high blood pressure. Go back. They have changed everything in the past 15, 20 years. Pink Himalayan is great. Yeah. Have you ever tried the smoked salt? Because that stuff's awesome. But anyway, yes, pink Himalayan is what I use. And just so everybody knows, yes, there are different grades of salt, Ray. That is 1000% correct. Pink Himalayan rock salt is what I use in a lot of the barbecue rubs, because whenever it gets the smoke with it, it makes a really noticeable smoke ring. I don't know why that is exactly, the chemistry in the salt. I'm not sure about that, but it makes a very impressive smoke ring, and a lot of times people are looking for that in barbecue. So, all right, that's it. Everybody that watched and stuck through the whole thing, thank you. And about 2 hours, 100 and whatever, 67, 68, 170 degrees if you're worried about anything. On the internal temperature, the bacon will be crispy. You can glaze it with barbecue sauce at the end. It does not need it. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to drink this and probably smoke a cigar while I wait on this to go. Y'all take care. Love everybody. Talk to you later.